Emily Joy. I'm an installation artist and I also make socially engaged artwork, and I'm based at Stradwise Art Space. I generally come into the studio and I make a cup of tea and then I procrastinate for hours. I do all my admin work and internet stuff and social media, and basically delay making any work until I really feel like I need to. I need to feel like I'm quite frustrated before I make work, so I've got lots of ideas. I don't want to just sit down and do something that I've planned. I need to really feel like I'm in a creative space, and for that I need to feel quite frustrated and to have done everything else, all of the kind of mundane jobs. I don't listen to music or anything. I have like a constant interior monologue going on, or songs in my head. So I don't really notice silence, but I find it really distracting to have music, so I just work in silence. Usually get some energy and start making work that's not kind of all the admin and basic jobs. So I start feeling a bit more creative, and then I usually work into the evening if I can, if I've got the energy. So I haven't really got a favourite art tool. I tend to use my hands and my feet and my body. I really like the physical engagement that's not separated by a tool. So if I'm ramming earth, I use my feet. If I'm making work with clay, I use my hands. I don't tend to use any of the tools. So I think my kind of fingerprints and the feeling of material against my skin is really important. A lot of my work's about the limits of my body and how much I can do physically. So some of the big sculptures I've done, it's been really important that I don't use any tools, that I just use my body to make the work. So who would I like to show my work to? When I started thinking about that, I thought the first person that came to mind was my dad, because the experience of losing him really inspired this whole body of work, the last 15 years worth of work. But that's almost too easy an answer, I think. And if I could show him, then maybe there wouldn't be much point in this work existing, so it would kind of be a sort of self-defeating exercise. And then I was thinking of it in a slightly different way, that rather than having a person that I'd like to show this work to, certainly the current work that I'm engaged with, I'd like to show an object. If that object could see or feel or be receptive at all, I would like to take the work to the Bernina mountain range and show the Morteratsch Glacier this work, which sounds like a really odd thing, but it feels like the act of taking it to that place would somehow enable me to see the work differently. I think we show work to other people for lots of different reasons, to get a kind of sense of validation, to get feedback about our work, but also to see it through someone else's eyes. And I think sometimes taking work to a different place helps you do that. So if the vital person can't see it, then maybe a place can help me see it differently. And I kind of feel like that glacier and that mountain would absorb the work in some way, or the work would be different and would maybe change in itself, change sort of elementally. I almost sort of believe that those mountains and that glacier could see it. I'd like to take the wheels that I've been making to the Morteratsch Glacier and roll them, maybe pull them, or take the cart. There's something really important about the space that they're in and how they're used. So maybe I could, I don't know, I would feel different and change, and maybe the piece itself would feel different and be changed through taking it there. And maybe one of the tools that I do use, which I really love, is my big heavy ramrod, which is actually an old concrete breaker, which I inherited, and it's got the maker's marks on it that have been sort of cast in. So I don't know anything more about it, but I use the end of it, the blunt end rather than the pointed end, to ram earth, and it's incredibly heavy. And I think there's something maybe a bit absurd about me using it because I'm so small, and this is so heavy, but it really concentrates the whole weight of the ramrod into that point so that I get a really hard earth ram when I'm ramming earth. And I just love, I feel really strong using it, and I feel, yeah, really powerful. It's this great big, almost like a weapon, so I really love this tool.